Chapter 28. As Good as It Gets. Often when we take family vacations, we have busy schedules. Hiking, seeing friends, visiting museums, but for the rest of this trip we do nothing, and it's 100 times better. When I tell my parents, they agree. For my mom, Susan James drowning on her own, plus me being alive, equals less stress for everyone involved. She lets me eat fish and chips wrapped in paper, and doesn't wipe the tartar sauce off my chin. She just laughs when I ask if I can run through the golf course in my underwear at night. It's almost as if that newspaper article had taken root in a small corner of my mother's brain, and finding out what really happened has somehow dissolved that tiny growth, freeing Mom up for other things. For our last day, Mom wants to go to the Lambert Cove to see the sunset. It's a beach for town residents, but after 6 o'clock, anyone can go. We park our car, leave our shoes alongside everyone else's, and walk down the wooden sandy boardwalk to the beach. My dad identifies plants as we go and stops to make a few notes when he gets an idea. I know Bodie wants to be off leash, but I also know Mom's enjoying it here, and I don't want to ruin her fun by breaking the rules, for once. I bend down and see droplets of water on a spiderweb between two shrubs. I have to agree with Mom when she says this place is magical. When we finally reach the water, I understand why she loves it so much. It's one of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen, completely different from those back home. Why don't you take Bodie off the leash? Mom says. I'm sure he wants to run. She doesn't have to ask twice. Even though he runs slower than he did when I was little, Bodie almost keeps up with me. When I turn back to find my parents, they're walking arm in arm, far behind. A few younger kids are playing frisbee near the dunes while their grandfather cooks hamburgers on a small grill. That smell attracts Bodie, who sniffs around the man's cooler. You want a burger? He asks me. There's more than enough to go around. Even though I've eaten fish and chips, 2 chocolate cookies, a strawberry smoothie, and a bag of pretzels, I say yes. The man tells me to help myself to the ketchup, mustard, and relish from his cooler. Oops, the man pretends to drop a burger in the sand, then gives it to Bodie. I think about doing one of my classics where I squirt ketchup on my hand and tell my parents I cut myself on a fishhook, but they look so happy I decide to let them be. I might have seen an East Coast sunset when I was little, but I certainly don't remember anything like the oranges and pinks that fill the sky now. I stand still for several minutes and feel a kind of joy. When the moment passes, like all perfect moments do, and the imperfect one rolls in like waves, a mosquito nails me on the ankle and the bite swells to the size of a nickel. I drop the last piece of hamburger in the sand, and a lady yells at me to put Bodie back on his leash. It's okay, though. Anyone who expects perfect to stick around is a moron. The four of us sit in the sand and watch the sky until after the sun is long gone. I pick up Bodie's poop in a plastic bag, and am surprised when we get to the parking lot and there aren't any trash barrels. My mom says it's take out what you bring in, so I find a place in the trunk where the bag won't get squished. We spent so much time at the beach that we have to hurry to make the ferry. My mom drives since she knows the island better than Dad does. When we pull into a large boat, the attendant yells at my mother in a Boston accent I've only heard on TV. Hey, lady, he shouts. Pay attention. Over here. I love it when her mom mad isn't directed at me. Did he just call me lady? She asks. Did he? My father tells her it's no big deal, but I can see the anger rising in my mother's eyes. The guy motions furiously for my mother to drive forward until our car almost touches the one in front of us. Excuse me? She asks. But did you have to be so rude? Lady, I've got to move a ton of cars through here in the next few minutes. Don't take it personal. Personally, she corrects him. I almost feel bad for the guy, but not quite. We decide to sit in the upper cabin and grab supplies from the car for the crossing. Aren't you forgetting something? Dad asks. I find the bag of Bodie's poop, and while the attendant directs cars onto the ferry, I drop it into the tiny workroom where he'll hang out during our voyage. Both Mom and I Dad see me, but instead of being angry, they both laugh. As we head upstairs, we can already smell the fumes. It's almost another perfect moment.